Welcome to the PDX files. Each week we dive into the weird and the unexplained here in the Pacific Northwest and beyond. My name is Peej.
And I'm Mac.
And Mac, what are we talking about today?
I think at some point in the future we'll do more of a deep dive on this particular incident because it's actually really important. It's a big UFO, not UAP incident. It's back in the days of the UFO. So 1967, kind of the middle of the Cold War. It has to do with it said it happened on an Air Force base that had nukes. And at that particular time, it's a pretty important thing. And the potential aliens or whatever it was certainly had a serious impact there. So we're going to get into that.
All right. Well, I've not seen this video, not even heard of this city. So my response
it's an Air Force, or it's a base, not necessarily a city, but yeah.
All right. Location. So anyway, my responses will be authentic. Here we go.
It happens in 1967 at Malmstrom Air Force Base in Montana. Nick is on his way to meet a key witness to the event.
R.I.P.
Robert Salas served 7 years in the Air Force, rising to the rank of captain.
So tell me what happened.
March 24th, 1967, I and my commander, Fred Mywall, were on duty at Roy, Montana.
The men are stationed in the missile launch bunker, 60 feet below ground.
We had control of 10 nuclear missiles. The Minuteman I. Each missile had an 800 kiloton nuclear weapon.
If ordered, it's Salas's job to launch the warheads.
I was on alert status. In other words, my commander, Fred, was taking a little nap break.
Nap break.
Sometime in the early morning hours, I get a call.
Dallas.
On the other end of the phone is a terrified guard stationed above the bunker.
Okay.
He's screaming.
Yeah. So, again, to sort of set the stage, this is the middle of the Cold War. I guess we got some guy taking a nap break, which is kind of a funny kind of deal. It's like we got 10 nukes at 800 kilotons, whatever the hell that means. I'm sure it's not good for who was ever on the receiving end of that. They're taking a nap in Montana. I don't like that, but I think it doesn't. I think it happens a lot more often than we really think. Like it's just people. It's like just because the military doesn't mean that they are the top of the line. It's like this guy was like sleeping on the job. Okay, whatevs. But
I don't think it was sleeping on the job. Let's be clear here.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're probably right about that, but isn't exactly exude confidence in his subordinates' abilities.
Listen, he was taking his government mandated break. Come on.
That's right, because he gets sued by that point if they don't have it. Whatevs. I mean, I think there's a lot of this is actually a huge kind of underrated UFO event. And again, we're kind of just scratching the surface of it. We're going to get into this one a bit more in depth, but one of the things I like, it was a little bit of Nick Pope, R.I.P. Nick Pope. Really sad to see him go because he was a great advocate and very balanced in the way that he did. Kind of, I guess he's kind of like us a little bit. It's like he may or may not have been a believer, but he definitely looked into stuff. And I think anyway, let's just go from there. But yeah, this is an interesting story. Let's just continue.
All right, here we go.
Terrified guard stationed above the bunker.
He's screaming into the phone. He's yelling, "Sir, I'm looking out the front gate. I see this glowing red object."
A strange red object is moving like nothing the guards have ever seen before.
They were flying very fast across the sky, stopping on a dime, reversing course, making 90-degree angle turns, making no noise. These guys were very, very frightened. It was a critical situation.
As fear spreads above ground, things are about to get even more terrifying below.
I need you to wake up. I've got the weirdest...
Salas wakes his commander and tells him the guard's report of a UFO above the base. Suddenly, the unthinkable happens.
Oh,
Yep. But not
Lights turned
launching.
from green to red. In other words, red meaning unlaunchable.
Everything went red.
All 10 missiles were disabled. Every single one of them.
Whoa. That's pretty fucked
What does
up.
that mean?
It means if we were given the order and if we had to go through our launch procedures, they couldn't be launched. This was an inexplicable situation.
With the missiles down, America's nuclear shield is compromised.
What was going through
Right,
your
it's part
mind
of it.
when all this was happening?
You know, I'm thinking we're under some sort of an attack.
right.
As Salas and his commander desperately try to get their missiles back online, they learn that a week earlier, another missile launch crew at Malmstrom Base reported seeing the same strange lights.
Ah, man, that is like if I were a soldier at that time, again, knowing the era, I'd be freaked the f out because like all of a sudden we can't launch the capabilities that we have, and we're looking at some shit in the sky, which kind of with the way the first time I really thought about this, it moves a lot like a drone. It's
In
moving like
1967, though?
exactly, which they don't really have that capability. They have a lot of capabilities, I mean, believe me, but not to that extent. And I don't think they had the remote control capabilities to be able to do something like that back in those days. But it moves a lot like a drone. And the way drones have been developed over the years, now you can see that shit happen like all the time. It's like, oh yeah, that's definitely a drone. It's moving. And like I think Beijing, the Olympics, they
Right.
had some huge drone show
Right.
that was there,
Yeah.
right? And so
Right.
you can see the similarities. How the differences here is like it's disabling 10 nukes. And I'm not gonna say nuclear. I just said it, but we're not gonna. But it's disabling that, and there should be no way that that's possible at like really at all. And the whole red sort of not necessarily the screen that we're looking at, but like the just description of it and the way it's moving, it's very unusual.
It does look unusual. Certainly to your point, it could be drone-like. Although, again, I'm surprised if there are, if that technology was already available and perfected during that time.
Certainly not
Um,
perfected, but I almost wonder if it was a test.
well, I mean, especially since they just revealed in the video before we paused it that it had happened at least one other time prior, right? And if it is something that can disable remotely the launch mechanism for the missiles, I can certainly see how the I think it's last name is Salas
Yeah, Robert
thought that
Salas.
it
Yeah.
would be thought that it was a military intervention of some sort, right?
Yeah, it's a weird one because I don't think there was anything like that happening at the time, but because a lot of the stuff that they were doing was like a lot of stealth. So like the Blackbird,
Oh,
kind of like the precursor to what we have now with the B whatever it is, the B2, was like and our like supersonic type stuff is what they were focusing on, like really fast. And maybe that was kind of uh, I don't know, it was like a fake out. So it's
hmm.
like, hey, we're actually working on these type of drones, but the drones have just become much more prevalent nowadays. So I don't think so. I don't think they had stuff that can move like that at all.
Yeah, because I mean, it's basically it's indicating that it had some sort of like hacking mechanism.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wait,
So to me, it was.
1967, man. I mean, I don't
I mean,
know.
that's fucking long. It was like 60 years ago almost, and to me, looking at that, sort of kind of just maybe that's what the UFOs do move like, and they got inspiration from that. They saw it's like, oh shit, we need to do things that move like
Mm,
that. Uh,
sure.
so to me, that's much more likely in this case that they were because I don't think it's Russia coming over our airspace and doing that. It could be a sort of some type of black ops. It was like, hey, we have this ability But if they've had the same ability for the last 60 years, they haven't really improved it. That ain't that great. So
that
to me, it's something that they got inspiration from.
Yeah, that last point you made in terms of, in the last 60 years, if they've not made any strides in improving that technology, because if they are able to in 1967, let's say it was Russia. If Russia was able to in 1967 send some sort of frequency remotely from a drone-like object to impact the launch mechanism, that's pretty. First of all, would have been very impressive for that time. But then, secondly, like you said, why isn't that happening left and
It
right
would have
now?
whooped our ass, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So to me, it's something that happened. They locked it down, and they're like reverse engineering at the same time. Maybe they didn't catch any of that stuff, but they're like, how do we kind of replicate that just happened to us?
right,
Is kind of what my mind would go to, I guess. Sort of like back engineer it. Like I'm not a back engineer. I don't know the math, but my immediate thought was like, oh shit, we just saw this. It just fucking disabled us, our nukes, and it's moving around in a way that we can't replicate. Let's
right,
try to try our best to try to replicate that.
right. All right. Here's the next part.
And seconds later, their nuclear warheads also go offline.
So this is the one that was
All 10 of their
previous,
missiles
yeah.
went down
Mm,
while a UFO was overhead. All 10 of our missiles went down. UFO was immediately over our facility.
What did you think when you found out that this had happened not once, but twice?
These were the most sophisticated weapons we had, and so it was worrying that something very unknown, very unusual, very strange could disable them.
Is this a coordinated attack by the same unidentified craft?
Give us a reading on each one of them!
In both cases, the weapons are out of action for nearly 24 hours.
That's a long time.
There's no way!
So what did shut down the nuclear missiles at Malmstrom Air Base? And why?
This was extraterrestrial in nature. I honestly believe that.
And maybe, I mean, to me, it lends a lot more credibility to the fact that it is because they had no way of preventing that. I don't
right,
think they would do a test like that, hoping that, okay, we're just going to disable 10 nukes because you're going to freak the fuck out the people who are on the ground. They're like, we want to fire these nukes now because we think it's Russia. So it seems like a very like a bad idea to do that unless like Salas knew, like he was a warning, say, we're going to do this test and don't worry about it. We got some new tech that we're working on. We're going to try this on and see how it works in the real world. It's like I feel like the military would have done that rather than it be some secret thing.
right. I don't know. I can't put anything past the military, to be honest, or government in
That's true.
that fashion. At first I thought that when it switched, to red lights, I thought that it was like all the nukes were launching.
Yeah, no, I think that's the misconception, but I think it's actually even more scary. Is like you're disabled now. You can't use these for
Yeah.
24 hours. It was down.
I mean,
So it was clearly
just
a hacking of some kind in
yeah.
to what they were doing.
And if it is a hacking, again, if it is UFO, if it is extraterrestrial or UFO based, it kind of makes sense, right? Because they want to make sure that whatever planet that they're attacking could be easily the defenses could be easily disabled, right?
I mean, to me, it's almost like a part of like some type of negotiation that they're trying to flex a little bit. It's like, hey, we can stop you at any time. Like, don't get this idea that you guys can stop us. You're like, kind of the way that I look at this. Like, we can come in and nullify your abilities. They're impressive. You've
Right,
been able to create these weapons, but it's not enough because we can just shut it down whenever we want. So
right.
you better get on board.
Well, folks, I don't know. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments below. I mean, this is again, this was the first time I saw this video. This is the first time I even heard of this incident, and the fact that it was fairly recent. I mean, yeah, 60 years ago, but it wasn't anything that was like,
It's not Roswell.
during the
Yeah.
Cold War or whatnot, right? So,
Yeah. Oh, it is during the Cold War. It's like the middle of the Cold War. That's the whole point. It's like anything after 1950, It's like it was in the early part of the Cold War, but definitely still like something that you would think that the the Ruskies. Oh, I'm sorry, the
Oh, I
Russians.
guess when did the okay, anyway, all good. But anyway, if you enjoyed this content, please consider giving us a like and sharing it across your socials to help get the word out about our show. And if you hadn't already done so, please subscribe. And on YouTube, hit that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on future episodes. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.